Welcome to our show!
Hack and Slash the Planet!
Hack the planet!
Hello and welcome to our show! Good evening, all you elite hackers. Today we're going to be talking about the 1979 Alien and its relationship to Metroid, as well as Metroid 2. We move right over to the first example. Elite hackers, crack yourself open a tasty Jolt Cola as we dive in to one of the most notorious dinner scenes ever filmed. Alien is referenced more than most movies of its kind. In fact, I'd say there's more references of Alien out there than most movies that are referenced, showing its inspiration toward those filmmakers that saw this movie for the first time like I did and fell in love.
Oh, God!
Oh, no.
This is kind of a well-known thing that has been documented better by other YouTubers.
Let me just say, if aliens wind up implanting eggs in my chest or something and I eat one of you, I'm sorry.
I do not want another single pop culture reference out of you for the rest of the trip. You understand?
I'm trying to say that something is coming. Please don't put your eggs in me!
Don't ask.
I'm going to start off with Metroid. I used to play it at an uncle of mine's house. This particular uncle loved to play darts and smoke, and if I wanted access to Metroid, I'd go over his house. We'd boot up the Nintendo, and I would sit on the wood floor along with his dogs and his rather loud and over-the-top eccentric laughter, the smell of cigarette smoke, and the fear that maybe one of those darts from the other side of the room would land up piercing itself into my body. The original Metroid was a tough game. And did the booklet have a map? Absolutely not. You had to map it out yourself, sitting on the floor with a piece of paper, drawing out each room, and the code system for saving and continuing. You would start to develop a very cryptic notebook filled with all kinds of "don't go back in this room," "return here for secret." And was Game Boy any better? I really want to tell you it was. In fact, when I started researching for this video, I said, it's really good that the Game Boy had a map. I swear I remember a map as a kid. Wasn't there a map? How did I remember where I was going? And if I went back to the booklet that came with the game, a little strange, here it is, a map. I'm so excited. Except not a map detailing where you could go. That's right, you'd load up your Game Boy and you'd have to document every single move you made. These games were notorious for being extra tricky, and even having circumstances where you didn't know you were supposed to be going up or down or left or right. For me, its absolute puzzle was wonderful, but also terrorizing.
Good Lord, it's coming up right behind him.
What's it? No, no!
My parents had gone out to eat, and we jumped in the car to drive home. It was going to take a good 45 minutes, so I fired up Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. I was playing, and things were getting intense. This was it. This was the end of the game. This was that great moment that we all think about. Conquering, defeating the creature, finishing Metroid 2. My heart was pumping.
Expires in T-minus 3 minutes.
Utilizing the passing lights from the highway to see each screen, the pressure grew all the way into the moment where I figured out the creature's pattern, and then the Game Boy died. There was no warning detection on Game Boy games. Nothing to tell you it's about to die. It would just die. All your progress lost. Your game over. Maybe Metroid would be more forgiving, you say. Maybe the Nintendo could give you the hope. You're in a panic, racing against time. The Nintendo actually gave you a lot of time to climb these walls. But when there's a clock running, you always mess up. You're climbing toward the top. You're going. You've been playing for hours, and even the controller is hot. You're about to do it. You're about to complete Metroid. Which ending would you get? That big box Nintendo fails you. Maybe it's still there. Maybe it's still there.
Mother! I've turned the cooling unit back on! Mother! You bitch!
Censorship sells. But who's buying? At the end of the film, after Ridley has escaped, Ridley is seen stripping and getting ready to put herself back in cryosleep. The scene being very controversial, many people reached out to Sigourney Weaver to ask her why she decided to do this scene. And she gave this very in-depth conversation about how the alien would perceive Ridley. The alien would watch her strip and go from one color to pink. And the alien would see that as her transformation. There was even some time where they were considering walking around the ship naked. I could definitely see this in space. Over long periods of time. It's touched on other sci-fi movies. But it would be a reality. You're out there for so long, drifting in space. It would just become normal. Many people see this as just a sexist moment, where the female character is yet again showcased. You can't have a strong female character and have her be sexy. My personal take on this part of the film is we're trying to get the viewer into a comfortable space. Where are we most intimate and most relaxed and most comfortable? In bed, in nothing but our underwear, very relaxed and ready to go to sleep. And in that vulnerability, what if the alien was in her escape ship? Now here we are, to the ultimate tension of the film. The character is almost naked, and this alien with blood made of acid, the most violent creature alive, is in the room with her. Is trying to decide if it should turn Ridley into a living alien pod, or if it will kill her. The alien's decision is rather trivial. Ripley is in terror and shock, and the next few moments solidify the film as one of the greatest films ever made. This scene is tremendous, and one of the most awesome things I saw as a moviegoer.
See him down there, he's in trouble. What's your plan? Go.
Okay. Okay. Did you ever see this really old movie, Aliens?
Your powers are inconsequential compared to mine.
Yeah, but the kid's seen more movies.
I will summarize by saying that Alien is a movie that will forever be remembered. A true classic. A real movie. It can be considered multiple genres, and it also can be considered the first of its kind. Metroid is a game clearly inspired by Alien. The way these games play and feel gives you the same experience as watching this roller coaster of a movie. To all you elite hackers, they don't make them like they used to. I leave you with this scene from Aliens. Again, we see Ripley. I'll come right out and say it. She is a strong heroine who is also extremely sexy. There is no denying it. Again, we see the classic Ripley undergarments that were showcased at the end of Metroid and Metroid 2, and every Metroid since. You're probably aware that the fastest time in Metroid is rewarded with a more scantily clad version of Samus. This shows you that this movie stuck with people. Nowadays, we don't have those moments where a movie comes along and captures the attention of everyone.
Hey, mira. Who's Snow White?
She's supposed to be some kind of consultant. Apparently, she saw an alien once. Remember, hacking is more than just a crime. It's a survival trait.